Graduates, guests, colleagues, I declare this ceremony open. Please be seated. As Deputy Dean, I welcome you all to this graduation ceremony for students from Nottingham Law School. Welcome also to our Honorary Graduate, Jonathan Collins. We take great care in offering these invitations and are delighted when people of such distinction agree to join our community. I know that you will be an inspiration to our students and look forward to hearing your thoughts a little later in the proceedings. Today's event is being live streamed, so a warm welcome also to families and friends who join us from Newton Building and indeed from around the world. These ceremonies are a highlight of our academic year. They are a time when we celebrate and share in the success of our students. I would like to congratulate you personally on your achievements. No one makes the academic journeys that we celebrate here today on their own. I ask you therefore to pause for a moment and remember those who have supported you along the way, in particular your families, friends and tutors. Graduates, please join me in a round of applause to thank all the people who have supported you in getting here today, whether here with you in the hall, in Newton Building or joining us from around the globe. Graduation ceremonies are also an opportunity to celebrate some of the recent successes of the university. For 3 successive years, we have been recognised with a University of the Year award, most recently the 2019 Guardian University of the Year. These awards mark an unprecedented period of success for the university. We have also continued up our ascent through the University League tables, reaching 12th in the Guardian, our highest position ever. Receiving these accolades, and many more besides, is an endorsement of our success in delivering what we set out to achieve. They celebrate our gold standard teaching, our research distinction, our worldwide engagement with employers and partners, and our commitment to transform the lives of over 32,000 students who study with us. These awards endorse our progress. They reimagine what a university education can and should be. We can say with confidence that Nottingham Trent is one of the UK's outstanding universities. You leave us with the skills, knowledge and confidence to change the world around you. And your journey has not just involved your academic studies. We have supported you in developing the resilience and the confidence that will sustain you in your next steps. You have succeeded at NTU. You leave us today with the tools to succeed in whatever you choose to do next. You can be our leaders, our innovators, the people who drive meaningful change in our world. This is your challenge, one I know you will meet with intelligence, hard work and compassion. The success of our university is built on achievements across every area of our activity. And of course, this includes the exceptional education provided by each of the schools. This year, Nottingham Law School celebrates 55 years of excellence in the provision of legal education and in shaping the careers of our graduates across legal and non-legal professions, nationally and internationally. The school's work has been widely acknowledged in recent years through numerous awards. These include Legal Education Provider of the Year, the Attorney General's Access to Justice Foundation Award, and the Nottinghamshire Law Society's Contribution to the Community Award. Providing a first-class legal education is not solely about the study of legal rules and principles. The multi-award-winning teaching law firm, Nottingham Law School Legal Advice Centre, offers a unique way for students to gain legal skills whilst delivering vital services to those most in need. Since opening in 2014, the Centre has recovered nearly £4 million in compensation and benefits for its clients through the work of its dedicated students and staff. I now invite Jane Ching, Professor of Professional Legal Education in Nottingham Law School, to read the names of today's graduates and the Pro-Chancellor will admit you to your degrees.
I now invite the stewards to bring forward the first group of graduands. Pro-Chancellor, the following have qualified for awards from Nottingham Law School. Master of Laws degree, Legal Practice course, Joel Bailey. Shannon Baxter. Luca Birch von Richter. William Blackburn. Hayley Boattin. Macaulay Brady. Rebecca Bramham. The next student also receives the Family Law Group Internship Prize, Hannah Branniger. Safia Burgesson. Zoe Campton. Fleur Chapman. Chanel Clarney. Charlotte Constable. Rosanna Coronato. Adele Coupland. Zoe Daly. Sophie Daniels. Tamara Dasht. Georgia Davies. Charlotte Dickinson. Shannon Fretwell. Kimberly Gardner. Emma George. Mira Gaiwal. Faraz Ghani. Natalie Googe. Jake Harrison. Anasaini Harvey. Vanessa Ho. Katie Hodgkinson. Rebecca Holder. Dylan Holmes. Louise Hunt. Ruben Johal. Tahiba Khalid. Majid Katak. Stacey Lambert. Jessica Latimer. Lauren Lee. Joe Lowe. The next student also receives the Nottingham Law School Prize for the top overall performance on the LPC and the Geldards Prize for the top performing student in business law and practice, Alexander Lucas. Riza Luke. Freya MacLeod. Lucy Maynard. Pro-Chancellor. That concludes the presentation of awards to the first group of students from Nottingham Law School. I'm pleased to invite Rowena Hill to the stage to give the oration for our honorary graduate, Jonathan Neil Collins.
Pro-Chancellor, guests, it is my pleasure and privilege to invite Jonathan Collins to come forward to receive an honorary doctorate at this afternoon's graduation. John Collins has represented the people of St Anne's for 32 years and Nottingham as council leader for 16 years. Throughout his career, he has believed strongly in public service, and it is the body of work arising from this that we recognise here today. His interest in Labour Party politics started when he was at school in Watford, continued through his university years, and saw him become a local activist within months of arriving in Nottingham in 1983. John's career began right here, at this university's student union, as Nottingham Area Student Council Coordinator. Work for Nottingham Community Transport followed, and in 1987 he was elected councillor for his home ward of St Anne's. As City Councillor, his main interest was the community and voluntary sector. He became chair of the Community Development Committee when Labour took control of the council with a casting vote of the then Communist councillor for Bulwell, John Peck. During the 1990s, John worked briefly for Derbyshire County Council before returning to Nottinghamshire as a housing and homelessness officer, supporting tenants groups and helping to set up hostel and housing projects for homeless people. In 1993, he became deputy leader of Nottingham City Council. While in this role, he also achieved his MBA in Public Administration, studying part-time at Birmingham University. After a brief spell as a regeneration consultant, John became Executive Member for Education in 2000, and then Leader of the Council in 2003, a position he held until the local election last May. As leader, John saw the number of Labour councillors increase from 36 to 53 of the 55 seats, and held, amongst other, executive responsibility for community, safety, regeneration and property. He also served as the chair of Nottinghamshire Police Authority, chair and vice chair of East Midlands Council, and vice chair of the Core Cities Group of the 10 biggest cities in the UK. John views democraticality, accountable public services as the best way to meet local need, and says that in his experience, the best public services are those with the most public support are generally those where users are fully involved in design and even in delivery. John's perspective on leadership is that you need to be good at listening, building consensus, and recognising the contribution of others. Leading a large organisation such as the City Council also has to be about working with local people, working as a team, and in partnership both within and beyond the local authority. He holds that success of any council is built on mutual respect and understanding, irrespective of difference. Delivering the best possible outcome for communities you serve is always a shared aim. John reflects that the city is a different place to the Nottingham of 16 years ago. Changes seen and progress made are about the combined efforts of thousands of people across the public, private and voluntary sectors in all our neighbourhoods and our communities. He feels that cities thrive when their citizens feel a sense of pride, belonging and ownership, and that is surely the role of the Council to lead, allow and encourage these. This perspective, together with a clear sense of values, beliefs and ideology, has driven his approach to public service. They have influenced his politics, his profound belief in community and his desire to improve the lives of the people of St Anne's and Nottingham. Finally, while John believes that it is for the electorate to judge success or failure of administration or politician, he considers it a very great privilege to have been able to serve the people of St Anne's and Nottingham over so very many years. Pro-Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present to you Jonathan Collins, being a person distinguished in eminence and by attainments for the conferment of the degree of Doctor of Public Administration, honoris causa, in recognition of his significant contribution to public and community service.
As most of you students will find out as you get older, I'm afraid you need your glasses. First of all, can I thank Rowena for her kind words? And can I also take this opportunity to congratulate everybody who's graduating today after so many years of academic study and hard work. I can vividly remember when I graduated from Southampton University in 1983. The day before, I'd been to get a haircut, and it was probably the worst haircut in my life. Recorded for posterity. Sadly, my mum still has the photo on the wall to prove it. Anyway, can I also thank Edward Peck, the Vice-Chancellor, and Nottingham Trent University for offering me an honorary degree of Doctor of Public Administration. The offer came as a surprise, and I'm grateful and feel hugely honoured to be recognised in this way. To be honest, I'm not a great one for awards or honours, not least because having done a job I enjoyed to the best of my ability and which I managed to stay in for a long time probably puts me in an enviable but not necessarily small part of the working population. Indeed, many of my former colleagues at the Council, both councillors and officers, would also qualify, and since the progress Nottingham has made over the past decades has been about their work too, they also deserve some recognition. In my view, the success of any organisation, whether it's a council, a company, a university, or even a country for that matter, is inevitably about teamwork, and only a small part of that is down to leadership. Nevertheless, having come to Nottingham for a job based at what was then Trent Polytechnic, and successfully studied for a Public Services MBA in the late 1990s, I did feel on reflection that with nearly 20 years of relevant work experience after that, I didn't feel too much of a fraud accepting the Vice-Chancellor's kind and generous invitation. Can I also say it felt good to mark the end of a major part of my working life in Nottingham, pretty much where it started, and at an institution where I met many of the close friends I spend much of my time with today. Now, apparently at this point, I'm supposed to pass on some advice or tips on how to be successful in life. Well, can I say my first tip is, don't take any lectures on life from people like me. And I say this at a time when a rather large number of people like me are telling everybody else what they should think, do, and vote on Thursday. My second tip is stay in touch with your friends from university. Chances are, if you do, they'll be with you for the rest of your life, and you can never have too many friends. My final tip is, never be afraid to make a brave decision. The worst that can happen is you get it wrong and have to make another one. And in my life, the bravest decisions I've taken have been the best. I left Hull University after a year, changed course and moved to Southampton University instead. I left a secure job I hated at the GLC in London, took a pay cut and moved to Nottingham to work at Trent Polytechnic. I stood for election to the council even though the pay was poor and made me pretty much unemployable. I gave up a job to become a full-time councillor in 1999, and after 32 years as a councillor and 16 as council leader, I decided to stand down last May. Every time I could have taken an easier do-nothing decision, but in hindsight, on every occasion, that would have been the wrong decision. It's a bit of a cliche, but life isn't a rehearsal. And the older you get, the more obvious that becomes. So take your chances, live life to the full, and see where it goes. So as an ex-politician, you'll be pleased to know that's pretty much it from me. I'd like to finish by saying that, like many of you, I brought my mum along to my graduation as a way of saying thank you, but I suspect rather less typically also brought my daughter and my new partner to say thanks for their support and encouragement too. Good luck to you all for the future, and either now or at some other time, I hope that future is here. Nottingham is a great city, and the more young, bright, capable graduates like you that decide to make this home, the better it will become.
I now invite the stewards to bring forward the second group of graduands. Pro-Chancellor, the following have also qualified for awards from Nottingham Law School. Master of Laws degree, Legal Practice course, Stephanie McCord. Akila Mohammed. Nilam Mohammed. Munyaradzi Mswaka. Jackie Murphy. Nasira Musa. Talia Muad. Onyinyetukwu Ndekwu. Sarah Neal. Thomas Newbury. Hazel Oluwadare. Natasha Patel. Samuel Quirk. Zara Rabina. Molly Reek. Ali Reza Rudbari. Sujarat Sadiq. Chloe Salis. Zoe Sheridan. Amrik Singh. Sophie Spreckley. Jessica Taki. Olawatobi Tiwo. Holly Thirlby. Hugh White. Katrina Wilcock-Weston. Chelsea Weilerman. The next student also receives the Family Law Group Internship Prize, Hannah Wilson. Jessica Wood. Lucy Woodcock. Jude Wright. Postgraduate Diploma in Legal Practice, Kerry Cahaling. Kieran Drew. Caroline Elkington. Emily Hornby. Aisha Jabbar. Naomi McFadden. Jesse Monteverdi. Jordana Smedley. Andre Smith. The next student also receives the Geldard's Prize for the top performing student in property, Sarah Wertheim. Bachelor of Laws degree with honours, Kerry K. Mattox. Sadia Nouri. Omaleo Sosan. Bachelor of Laws degree with honours in Law with Criminology, Annamika Kelsey. Pro-Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards from Nottingham Law School and concludes the presentation of awards to students at this ceremony. In absentia. Pro-Chancellor, I invite you to confer degrees on those students who have not been presented to you in person, but who have indicated that they wish their awards to be conferred in their absence. I certify that these students are worthy of their degrees, and I stand as proxy. Alex Lucas, who earlier received the Masters of Law degree in legal practice, will now propose the student vote of thanks.
Dear Pro-Chancellor, Deputy Dean, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow students, it is a real honour to be giving the student vote of thanks speech on behalf of all the law school graduates here today on this special occasion. This year has undoubtedly been the most challenging of all our academic studies. We thought we had signed up for another year of typical student life. Endless social events, fancy dress, WKD pictures and days spent in bed. However, any hopes of an easy ride were dashed within just 6 minutes of our first introductory lecture when we were told, and I quote, "This is going to be a really difficult course. It is not an easy option. You will see your subject tutors more than you will see your family. It is a tough course. Put life on hold until March next year." My fellow students will testify that these words were quite accurate. But the greatest challenges, once overcome, provide the greatest sense of achievement. We should all feel extremely proud that we're here today for what we have all achieved. We were in it together and provided one another with much support along the way, be it through keeping each other company during long sessions of prep in the library, sharing our various notes, attending lectures and seminars together, providing reassurance, or simply pointing out that, yes, there is indeed another ILS that needed to be completed yesterday. Of course, there are many people who deserve thanks for our achievements, without whom none of us would be here today. The excellent academic staff, tutors, teachers, lecturers and research staff deserve a huge amount of praise and thanks for their time, effort and expertise. They really do care about each of us as individuals and throughout the year regularly went above and beyond, be it responding to emails at all hours of the day, staying behind following lectures or seminars to answer yet more questions, or taking the time to listen to our feedback with a view to constantly improving the learning experience delivered at Nottingham Law School. Without their dedication to the cause, our achievement would not have been possible. Please accept our sincere gratitude. Thank you. All of the library staff for their dedication and efforts in providing us with a much-needed and essential resource, not just because of the access they provide to such a broad and wide-ranging wealth of knowledge, but also the extra support and one-to-one help that is always on offer. And for creating an excellent space for us to work, relax and socialise in. Most of my time at NTU, like many of us, has been spent in the library. Thank you. Everyone that played a role behind the scenes, from the catering staff, the cleaners, maintenance, security and reception staff, without whom the day-to-day running of the university would not be possible. And, of course, the incredibly important administrators who were never too busy to answer a query or solve a problem. To all of you, we also say a huge thank you. Last but not least, our families, friends and others that we love and hold dear. There are so many that will have provided support in so many different ways. The time I have speaking here today is not time enough to convey the gratitude you all deserve. Needless to say that you are our rocks, steadfast, holding us together when we were most in need. I am sure my fellow students will not mind me taking this opportunity to single out my wife, mum, and other family members that assume the many responsibilities I put to one side as a result of my studies. All of you, please accept our sincere gratitude. Thank you. There are not many occasions of this kind, so, on this special occasion, let us all be extremely proud of what we have achieved together. Our knowledge, learning and life experience has been enriched during our time at NTU and will always be a part of who we are, who we have become. This experience will undoubtedly have a positive impact on whatever direction we choose to travel from here. It is the end of one chapter, but this chapter has very much set the scene. For all of us, an incredibly exciting story lies ahead. Thank you.
Graduates, doesn't that sound good? Graduates of 2019, let me add my congratulations to those of the Deputy Dean and wish you every success for the future. I'd also like to express my deepest thanks to our Honorary Graduate, John Collins, for being with us today, and thank you for sharing your experiences with you. John, as you will have noted from his speech, is quite a humble man, but you really should look to someone like John as an inspiration of what you can do, what you can achieve, and actually what you can give back to society. When I first came to live and work in Nottingham in 1999, the ward of St Anne's, I think you would agree, John, was probably famous then for drugs and guns. The transformation of this city, whilst John has been leader of the council, is absolutely amazing. It's one of the best cities in Britain, with one of the best universities in Britain, and one of the best student bodies in Britain. So thank you, John, for all you've done for the city of Nottingham. Can I also thank Alex for the inspiring student voter thanks? Brilliant, thank you. My colleagues and I came into university life at moments like these, when we celebrate the success of people who are about to go out and make the world, hopefully, a better place. We certainly need that with some of the divisiveness that is in our society at the moment. So please do try and make the world a better place. Once you do that, my promise to you is that we will continue to work hard to make sure that you will always be as proud of us as we are of you today. We hope that as you take your next steps in your careers, you will become our greatest ambassadors. Remember too that although you've now graduated, you remain a member of the NTU global family. You are now part of a worldwide community of over 200,000 Nottingham Trent University alumni. You can continue to enjoy support from us, including advice on your next steps and career plans from the employability team. And you can find out more about all of that and what else you can contribute to Nottingham Trent in the future by visiting the NTU alumni website. Perhaps in time, you'll be in the position where you can consider how you too could help future generations of students at NTU, as some alum would have helped you along the way, with lectures, placements, careers advice, funding scholarships, or by contributions to facilities and research. But all of that's for the future. Please make today memorable with your friends and with your family. Enjoy your success. And I invite everyone to now join us for celebratory refreshments over the road in the Newton building. Could guests remain seated for the processional music and as the academic party and graduates leave the hall? I declare this graduation ceremony closed. Thank you very much.